All right, let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers and their biggest need heading into the next NBA season. It's no secret that the Lakers are in desperate need of perimeter help, guys who can defend at a high level, knock down open shots, and ideally bring some athleticism to the wing. That classic 3 and D profile is exactly what the current roster lacks, especially when you consider how the team's performance crumbles when they don't get consistent shooting or perimeter defense. And in that conversation, one name that keeps resurfacing, whether among fans in speculative reports or just basketball discussions in general, is Andrew Wiggins. Now, this isn't the first time Wiggins has been linked to the Lakers, and I've talked about him before, but what makes it interesting now is that the entire landscape might be shifting a bit, and that changes everything. See, what's new is the noise around the Miami Heat potentially deciding to retool their roster. We're not talking a full rebuild, but it sounds like Miami might be leaning toward reshaping the core, figuring out a different direction. And in a scenario like that, a player like Andrew Wiggins could end up being one of the names on the move. It's not because he's not valuable, quite the opposite, but sometimes it's about clearing the deck, creating flexibility, and repositioning the team for the future. Miami has already started shopping Duncan Robinson, which is a strong indication that they're looking to shed salary. And if that's the case, the Lakers might be a perfect partner. Why? Because one of the Lakers' most useful trade tools right now is the stack of expiring contracts on their books. In a league where financial flexibility is everything, being able to take back a deal like Wiggins, which still has a sizable number on it, becomes a real possibility if you're offloading salary in return. That could open the door to a deal where both teams get what they want. Miami gets cap relief, and the Lakers get a guy who, when locked in, can bring exactly what this roster has been missing. But let's get real for a minute. The contract is a major sticking point. Andrew Wiggins is owed over $30 million for the upcoming season. He has a player option, and there's absolutely no chance he's opting out of that kind of guaranteed money. That means any team trying to acquire him has to be ready to absorb that figure, which, in the case of the Lakers, means matching salary through trades. So let's play that out. To get to that $30 million number, the Lakers would likely need to move someone like Rui Hachimura, which, to be fair, wouldn't be the worst loss if you're bringing in Wiggins, who is a more natural small forward, brings more size, and offers more on the defensive end. Rui is solid, but Wiggins is on another level when engaged. But just Rui isn't enough. The Lakers would have to add another piece or two to make the numbers work. Maybe a player like Maxi Kleber gets looped in, maybe someone like Shake Milton. And most likely, this would need to become a 3-team deal to really make all the pieces fit. That's where things get complicated. There are moving parts, salaries to balance, teams to convince, and maybe even picks that would need to be tossed into the equation. Now, in terms of what you'd need to give up, it probably wouldn't be just expiring deals. Wiggins, even with that big number on his contract, still holds value. He's only turning 31 next season. He's still in his prime, still athletic, and when he's on, he can really be a problem on both ends of the court. You'd probably need to include a pick swap at the very least, maybe even a protected first-rounder, but the key is this: you should not, under any circumstances, be giving up your young core for him. No way should the Lakers be moving Austin Reeves. And you definitely do not move someone like Dalton Connect, who's just entering the league and offers high upside at a low cost. Wiggins makes sense because of the balance he brings: experience without being too old, talent without being the centerpiece. He's a guy who can slot in and make a difference without taking over or needing to dominate the ball. Let's be honest, Wiggins is best when he's your third or fourth option. He's not a number one guy, and even as a number two, you start to see cracks in the consistency. But as a number 3 or 4, that's where he thrives. We saw it in Golden State during that 2022 title run. He was so good in those finals that there was a legitimate conversation about him possibly winning finals MVP. That wasn't a fluke. That was the best version of Wiggins, the one who commits on defense, hits his shots, crashes the glass, and plays within the system. The problem is we haven't seen that every night. Wiggins can be streaky, and that's why he's more valuable as a complementary piece than a focal point. But that's exactly what the Lakers would need from him. You put Wiggins in this lineup, and suddenly you've got options. He brings size, length, switchability, and can cover positions 2 through 4 depending on the matchup. Want to go small, but still keep some size and athleticism on the wing? Wiggins can play the 3 or the 4 in those lineups. Pair him with a guy like Dorian Finney-Smith, and now you're looking at a defensive wall that can switch everything, guard the perimeter, and make life miserable for opposing offenses. Throw in LeBron, and suddenly you've got 3 long, smart, athletic defenders who can switch across multiple positions. Add someone like Nick Claxton or Daniel Gafford in the middle, and now you've got the full package. Rim protection, switchable wings, and a dangerous transition team. And even though the ideal version of that squad includes someone like Luka Doncic, and yeah, that's probably more fantasy than reality, even within the current Lakers structure, Wiggins would slot in beautifully. Picture this. Austin Reeves at the 1 or 2, Wiggins at the wing, LeBron floating between the 3 and 4, and Anthony Davis at the 5. That's length, scoring, defense, and versatility at every position. And if Wiggins is hitting his shots and locking it on defense, that's a scary lineup. Now, let's not pretend like everything about Wiggins is perfect. The biggest hurdle remains the contract. $30 million is a lot, and for a team like the Lakers, who always have one eye on the future and one on the luxury tax, that's not an easy pill to swallow. And that's where the conversation becomes more strategic. Is it better to go all in on Wiggins and his salary, or should the Lakers try to split that money between 2 or 3 smaller deals to fill out the depth chart? Because, as good as Wiggins is, there's an argument to be made that multiple rotational pieces might give you more flexibility, more consistency, and better insurance in case of injuries. But let's talk production for a second. Last season, Wiggins played in 43 games for the Warriors, starting all of them. He averaged just over 30 minutes a night, took almost 14 shots per game, shot 44% from the field, and a very respectable 38% from 3 on nearly 6 attempts per game. That's solid efficiency, especially from deep. He averaged 5 boards, 2.5 assists, a steal, a block, and basically 18 points per game. Those are strong numbers for a 3rd or 4th option. Then, after the trade to Miami, the role changed. He played 17 games there, all as a starter, and saw his usage tick up. His minutes went up to just over 32 per game, and he took a little under 15 shots per night. His field goal percentage slightly improved to almost 46%, but his three-point shooting dipped to 36%. Nothing drastic, but noticeable. Free throw shooting also took a small hit, dropping from 77% to around 73%. Still, he averaged 19 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and a half, and a full block. He had a bigger role and responded with slightly more scoring, but also slightly less efficiency in certain areas. What matters, though, is how he'd fit in LA. The expectation wouldn't be for Wiggins to be that primary scorer. He'd be playing a role much closer to what he had in Golden State. Less pressure to create, more opportunity to play within a system. Spot up, cut to the rim, crash the boards, defend the other team's best wing. Those would be his jobs. And when LeBron or AD sits, that's when Wiggins can flex a little, create his own shot, take advantage of mismatches, and go get a bucket. That's where his value comes in. And defensively, Wiggins is still elite when he wants to be. He can guard 1 through 4, depending on the matchup, has great instincts, quick feet, and the kind of wingspan that disrupts passing lanes and contest shots at a high level. There aren't many guys in the league who can check elite scores one night and then rotate into a help defender role next. Wiggins has that in his bag. It's all about engagement and consistency. When he's locked in, he can be one of the best two-way wings in the league. So yeah, while Andrew Wiggins might not be the perfect piece and his contract might scare some teams off, there's no denying that he checks a ton of boxes for the Lakers. He gives you defense, athleticism, shooting, and size, all things the roster needs desperately. The challenge is just making the numbers work and finding the right trade package that doesn't gut the rest of your roster. But in terms of fit, he makes a ton of sense. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. In the ever-turbulent world of NBA rumors, a new buzz has emerged that's setting the basketball community on fire. LeBron James is said to have officially endorsed Giannis Antetokounmpo joining the Los Angeles Lakers. While nothing has been confirmed by the franchises or the players themselves, insiders hint that this could be the next blockbuster move in the league. The idea of Giannis teaming up with LeBron in Hollywood is already sparking massive speculation about the Lakers' potential to dominate the NBA once again. The chatter started gaining traction after LeBron's recent comments during an interview where he subtly praised Giannis' game and leadership qualities, remarks that many interpret as an open invitation for the Greek Freak to consider the Lakers as his next home. The Lakers have been aggressively looking to rebuild and strengthen their roster after some challenging seasons, and the possibility of adding a two-time MVP alongside LeBron could turn the franchise's fortunes overnight. What's fueling the rumor mill even more is the Lakers' apparent readiness to offer a mega package in exchange for Giannis, whose contract and trade demands are notoriously complex. The Lakers' front office, under pressure to assemble a championship-contending squad for LeBron's remaining prime years, seems to be exploring every avenue. If Giannis were to make the move, it would not only reunite two of the most dominant forces in the NBA, but also create a team capable of challenging the likes of the Bucks, Nets, and other emerging powerhouses. Of course, this speculation comes with its usual caveats. Giannis is deeply connected to Milwaukee, where he has built his legacy, and the Bucks have made it clear they want to keep their superstar. Yet, the lure of the Lakers, the glamour of Los Angeles, and the chance to play alongside LeBron in pursuit of multiple titles could be a compelling storyline that shakes up the NBA landscape dramatically. Fans and analysts alike are watching closely, knowing that if such a trade materializes, it would be one of the biggest moves in basketball history. For now, all eyes are on upcoming league meetings, player interviews, and possible trade negotiations that might offer more clarity. But the rumor remains tantalizing, what if, that has basketball fans dreaming about an epic Lakers lineup headline by LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Whether it's just a fleeting whisper or the beginning of a seismic shift in the NBA, one thing is certain. The Lakers' rumor mill is hotter than ever. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.